Technology! Toilets! Tech Tuesday!
Hey there, Mahana fans! It's me, the internet's Miklos Mahanahan, hanging out here in the Mahana workshop, ready to share with you some of the finest Kickstarted or Indiegogo'ed products that the internets currently have to offer. Partisan politics. I am just kidding, Mahana fans. I am not even entirely certain what two of those words mean. I was simply using a bluffing mechanic to distract you from today's actual subject, which is, automation. Now, I know we took only a brief departure last week to delve into the wacky world of the non-autonomous, and while we shall eventually return there once we determine we need a dose of nostalgic novelty, progress marches on. We have delved into floor-mounted robots, or floorbots, before, Mahana fans, and today we're heading straight back into the fray. Move over, Moorbot Scout. Today, let's tech talk about 3 automated floorbots from prehistory through today. Number 3. LilBot, the little robot that could. A low-cost, open-source, Arduino-compatible balancing robot for learning, hacking, and delight. From Chris Hakim. Let's get this out of the way at the beginning, Mahana fans. The last Kickstarter update on the LilBot came on the 25th of October, 2014. That means it's been off the Kickstartable web for nearly 8 years. However, I have chosen to include LilBot on the list as I believe comparing it to latter offerings demonstrates exactly how far floorbots in general have come. LilBot is a little bot from developer Chris Hakim, designed in order to impress his then 8-year-old child, who, if my mathematics are correct, should now be roughly 16 and is likely much less impressed by absolutely anything his father does. Let's let the dramatic video for LilBot introduce LilBot. My children won't get off their video games. I would like to teach my children programming, but they will not learn about computers the way you and I did. For thousands of years, education has remained the same. Sit through a lecture, then practice what you have learned. Did you know an education revolution is underway? We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Albert Einstein. I love a sandwich that you can barely fit in your mouth because there's so much stuff on it. The bread should not be the main thing on a sandwich. Adrian Palicki. Fast forward to 2014, it says, which, without retrospective perspective, is hilarious. In 2014, we are flipping, we flipped the classroom, the bird, the table, and, the bean. Some of that terminology might not be correct. The flipped classroom. Learn some theory on your own, perhaps online. Then go solve a practical problem with the help of a teacher or tutor. Just look at LilBot Go. It can teeter around, in circles. And it smiles. Or, I guess, frowns. Why we would give a robot a reason or ability to feel sad at all in the first place seems like a cruel design failure, and is likely one of the reasons Terminator franchise films are still in production. You can program LilBot with your own programming skills, so that it eventually does something. And finally, LilBot can even wear a wig. But they might want to watch where they put this off-colored plug on the final model, as this Carrot Top-inspired LilBot appears not only to be red-headed and evil, but also potentially aroused. Number 2. Ebo, your smart and interactive family companion robot. A mobile, self-charging, family-friendly robotic companion that allows you to connect with your loved ones at all times. From Enabot. Ebo is a smart floorbot that appears to combine the pathfinding and self-driving tech of, say, a Moorbot Scout with the same hardwoods-based limited features of, an Ellipso robot. Either let Ebo drive around your home on its own, detecting and avoiding obstacles, like objects, and precipices, like stairs, or take full control and pilot Ebo yourself to take inappropriate spying to the next level. Ebo is good for one-way video communication, which means there's no screen on it, so you can never be totally sure who is on the other end of the line. Spooky! Get your kids used to waking up to intrusive technologies. In order to keep Ebo from pestering you, simply climb onto a countertop and scream. Or use two-way voice communication to ask your kids about their schoolwork.
How was school?
Look it! I got an award from school.
No, you didn't. You drew that yourself. Stop lying.
Just like a mother.
Ebo even gets into the game of annoying your pets while you're away. Just pilot Ebo at high speeds toward your small animal companions or the elderly and watch the fun ensue. Don't have any small animal companions or elderly about? Ebo has an electronic pet setting, turning the device into a needy codependent whose only ways to interact with you are via electronic noise or smacking into your ankles. Don't have time for your Ebo electronic pet? Just buy a second Ebo and pilot it at high speeds toward the Ebo you have chosen to be your pet, and watch the fun ensue. Don't worry, Ebo is tough, rollable, and self-righting. Because, let's face it, you're probably going to boot this thing across the room a time or two while you're getting used to it, either accidentally or due to sheer watch this vibes. Ebo was backed in January of this year, and is available for pre-order in one of 2 barely different models. Ebo! How far we've come since LilBot. Number 1. Guli Ghoulie, smart companion robot for pet. Interaction, feeding, portion, control, tease pets, free to move. Okay. By Guli Ghoulie Pet. Guli Ghoulie is pronounced entirely in capital letters, so don't let your guard down. Guli Ghoulie combines technologies from all of our current Floorbot companions, like the Moorbot Scout, the Ebo, and the Ellipso, then discards some of those technologies and keeps some of the other ones. It then adds super pet-friendly features, like feeding your depressed dog, or teasing it with a laser, which just seems rude and might actually be the reason your dog is depressed in the first place. Guli Ghoulie includes 2-way voice communication, so your pets can wonder why your familiar voice is coming from a tiny plastic and potentially threatening object teetering around in their safe space. And unlike other Floorbots with night vision, Guli Ghoulie says its night vision is good. So you can definitely take that to the bank. Feed your pets, pester them, freak them out, and take photos, all from a distance with nothing more than your smartphone. And a Guli Ghoulie as well. Guli Ghoulie has 3 days to go as of the time of this writing, but has already reached its funding goal, so everything else is icing on the cake. Sign up while there are still pledge rewards available. Wow. I mean, we are getting better. Only one thing on the list was almost a decade old this week.